Episode 108. So Danny arrives to Andre's apartment and tells him she was at Uptown and that something happened with Haley and there was so much blood. And Andre's looking at her like, what the hell happened? What do you mean there's so much blood? Next, Vanessa tells Joey that Doug won't be a problem because he knows if he says anything that she's going to go down too. And she says Doug doesn't want that. And Joey's looking at her like, nah, he don't want that, but he doesn't want what I got to give him either. So, yeah, and he better be quiet. Next, Randy is back in town, and he's the one who took Haley to the hospital, but he told Danny that his name was Sammy, because I guess he snuck in secretly. And so now he's at Orthy Jean's. He's meeting with Dr. McBride. And Dr. McBride is trying to get him to help him take Joey down. And I know Randy's looking at him like, are you crazy? Next, Danny tells Andre about her argument with Haley at Uptown and about Haley coming out of the bathroom with blood all over her. And she tells Andre Haley wasn't lying. And yeah, but she was. I guess Haley got her with the fake blood. Now Danny's thinking that she got something to do with that, and she doesn't. She doesn't realize she was set up. Next, Randy tells Doug that guys who tried to go against Joey in the past are no longer around. And he tells him that Joey will know that Doug is the one who's trying to expose him. And so Doug tells Randy they have to think big, like murder. And Dr. McBride has lost his ever-loving mind. I ain't no damn way that that Dr. McBride will be able to kill Joey. Like, stop it. Like, dude, yeah, you don't have it in you. So, I know Doug is mad about Vanessa and Joey, but this whole issue with trying to murder Joey, that's going to severely backfire on him. And that shows how dumb he is to really think that he could get away with it. So he tells Randy that Joey and Vanessa are involved. And Randy says that Joey usually doesn't mix business with pleasure. So Randy's letting them know something's going on where he's feeling Vanessa a little bit too much because he usually don't do that. So that shows that it's way more than just a fling. At least in Joey's mind. Next, Bill tells Haley, why did the hospital release her so quickly? And ain't that the $1 million question? Because they wouldn't have. That's how you know she's lying. Because anybody who gets a miscarriage, they have to go through surgery to get what they call a D&C, which is basically cleaning the uterus out, because they have to make sure that there's no remnant of the deceased fetus in the uterus, because that can cause a whole lot of trouble, even sepsis, which will kill you. So there's no way she would have been able to leave the hospital within hours. So Naomi's standing there and she's looking at Haley like, this diabolical chick, she is lying her ass off. So when Bill leaves the room, Naomi asks Haley to clarify some things, such as, is Bill mourning a baby that never existed? And he is. Next, Danny calls Bill to check on Haley, and she asks, is the baby okay? And Bill tells her that Haley lost the baby, and Danny starts crying. And it's like, girl, what are you crying about? Why are you crying? Arguing with somebody don't make them lose a baby. Like, come on. Next, Haley tells Naomi there isn't an ultrasound. Well, we knew that because you didn't get one done. So basically, Naomi wants to know, where did the ultrasound pic she had given to Bill, where did it come from? And Haley tells her she got it from the internet. So she tells Naomi she really was pregnant. See, there she is, still lying. And Naomi tells her that doesn't make sense. Exactly. Make it make sense. And she can't do that because she's a liar. Next, Randy laughs at Doug and basically tells him he's not about that life, especially when it comes to killing someone. Also, he tells him Joey owns the cops, and he reminds him of when Detective Malone was going to off him. Exactly. Next, Haley lies to Naomi, telling her the doctor wanted to do an ultrasound, but she couldn't. So Naomi says, because your womb is as empty as your words. And Naomi doesn't even realize how true that is. Then Haley puts on the waterworks. This chick is the worst liar. She's the kind that believes their lies, and that's a dangerous liar. So Haley asks Naomi, is she going to tell Bill about the fake ultrasound? And just then Bill walks in and says, tell me what? And then Naomi decides not to tell him. So she just goes on about something about being concerned about the baby and blah, blah, blah. Next, Danny is guilt tripping, blaming herself for Haley's fake miscarriage, and Andre says he believes her. And then Danny says, here she goes again, putting this on him. So she's trying to be more cognizant of not just putting all this on Andre. She doesn't realize that, yeah, that's cool and everything, but it's a little late for that. Next, Randy tells Doug they have to bring Joey down his way. And he says that Joey has eyes and ears everywhere. So I'm curious to know what Randy think he's going to do to bring Joey down. Interested. When he couldn't even do that to save his own butt. We'll see, won't we? Next, Vanessa tells Joey she will never see Doug the same after being with him, but she would be heartbroken if he wasn't in this world. So just leave the damn man alone. I don't understand why she doesn't divorce him. Next, Danny thanks Andre that she has him, and they begin to kiss. And just then, Ashley opens the door and sees them and closes the door. And then Andre and Danny look like, what was that noise? And Andre decides to halt kissing because he knows that's going to go further. And I guess he doesn't want to do that anymore because he is deciding to go with Ashley. So Danny asks him if he could just hold her. And that ends the episode.